All right. Well, third time's a charm. Welcome to the third Front Porch Podcast. My name's Brandon.
My name's Nick.
Yeah, I think this is gonna turn out really good, man. Podcast number 1, we were actually outside on the front porch. So for those of you that are new here to our channel, obviously we're not on the front porch. It's because there's just too much. There's bugs, people driving by. But maybe one day, like I said in the last podcast, we can get a studio and make it look like a front porch.
Oh yeah, and then we can set it up to where we need it to be. Any different audio cues we need to make it sound like it's on the front porch or something like that. Something more controlled, Yeah,
100%. So yeah, welcome to the third episode. Today we're gonna talk about just whatever. We have some talking points here. One thing I wanted to talk about, as an icebreaker, the Mike Tyson Jake Paul fight.
Yes,
dude. Me personally, that fight was super boring.
Yeah, I think that definitely, if they were trying to put on a show, they didn't really get the quality that it could have been. Of course, I think that Mike Tyson just coming back to the ring was, of course, a big deal in itself. But I think that they definitely could have done a better job.
Yeah, I think it was just a money grab. I mean, I was rooting for Mike Tyson, but he was playing defense the whole time. Wasn't really throwing any punches. His legs were injured. He had that leg brace on. I mean, for an event that was hyped since 2021, for 8 rounds.
Well, I think also, like you said, Mike Tyson was on the defensive. I remember reading that Mike Tyson only threw somewhat of 70 to 80 punches, and Jake Paul threw 150, 160 punches. That's a big difference when it comes to a fight. So,
yeah, definitely. So, I was definitely rooting for Mike Tyson. I like Jake Paul. I'm not a huge fan of him, but what he said at the end of when he won, his talking points about I don't know exactly what he said, but he was just praising America, and I think he said something along the lines of, America's finally on the right track. So that's good. He's a Trump endorser, so that's really good. But I was definitely rooting for the man, the myth, the legend, Mike Tyson, for sure.
I think that it's good seeing a lot more people being more optimistic about the future now that Trump is going to be our 47th president. That is very comforting to see.
It is, yeah. A lot of people have come out of their shells and have really spoken their minds about Trump really making America great again. And I think it's going to turn a whole new leaf for America. Like Trump said when he did his victory speech, it's going to be the golden age of America. And I really, truly believe that. I think we're already seeing effects. The world is already being affected. Hamas is calling for an end to the war. We talked about this stuff in the last podcast, but it's still good to bring it up because we can't let it get pushed under the rug. We got to bring these talking points up as much as possible because people are they're being misguided. Like you said in the first podcast, they're being misguided. And as long as we keep all of this information in the light and not hidden under the rug, look, Trump is not even president yet, and Putin's like, hey, I'm ready to talk to America. China's said something along the lines of, we're ready to make peace and have a fair trade system. So I haven't heard anything about Kim Jong-un. I know on election day there was Kim Jong-un firing off missiles. I haven't heard anything. So the world is already in this sense of, I wouldn't say total peace, but it's getting there.
It is. It's definitely getting there. And I think that the effect that Trump has on the rest of the world, not just because, he's Trump, he was president in 2016, he did a great job, but also because of he's a strong leader, and other leaders around the world, they see that. They know that when he says something, he's definitely going to do it, especially when he's talking about all the tariffs that he's going to put on these countries now, help out our country when it comes to economic wise. It's I think, like you said, it's going to be a golden age these next 4 years. And now that we officially have the House, we have 218 votes now, so we do have the majority in the House. So we have the Senate, the House, and we have the presidency. So for at least these next 2 years, we should be able to get a lot done.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, yeah, the fact that we got the House, it just speaks volumes on how America just wanted a shift. More people went out and voted. More people voted red, which is absolutely incredible. It's what we needed. It's what we've needed for the past 4 years, because I don't know what Joe Biden's doing. I don't think it's him. I'm going to be completely honest. I don't think it's Joe Biden. In fact, I don't know if we mentioned this in the last podcast, but I think Joe Biden and Jill Biden voted for Trump because Jill Biden was wearing all red on Election Day. Why would a hardcore Democrat, the First Lady of the United States of America, wear all red?
Yeah, I think it's telltale signs that they probably shifted their vote more to the red side this time, and of course they can't just come out and say that because
no, they'll get killed.
They'll get they'll get Hillary Clinton. So, but it's definitely very telltale signs that they did not like what Kamala Harris did to them at the very end. So
no, they stole it from him. I think a lot of people will agree with this. Let us know what you think in the comments, but I humbly believe that Joe Biden and Jill Biden voted for Donald Trump. I mean, Joe putting on the MAGA hat. All smiles. Did you see him meet Joe Biden at the White House?
I did.
It was all smiles then, too.
All smiles then, and he actually said, "Welcome back" to Trump. That's definitely weird coming from Joe Biden, And we have to touch though that he is still a very incompetent leader, but I do believe that he is feeling a little bit better now that he doesn't have to deal with any of this crap anymore, and that he's actually allowing a good president to step back into the office.
Exactly. Yeah. So Joe Biden, if you're watching, come January 20th, you can head to the beach and stay there.
Yep. You don't have to worry about anything else.
It's going to be all fun and games for you. Hey, but, I don't hate Joe Biden. Honestly, I don't. Even Kamala Harris, I don't, wish any ill will on these people. I got to open this Mountain Dew before someone comments and is like, is this guy ever going to open his Mountain Dew? Little ASMR right there.
Oh, yeah.
I don't wish any ill will on anyone. I don't hate Joe Biden. I don't think, he's not there mentally. They really did use him as a puppet. And some of the talking points we wanted to go in today was Joe Biden approving the missile strikes with Russia.
Into Russia. Yeah, he did approve Ukraine to use some of our missiles that are from NATO to strike about 180 miles into Russia, which it's not too far when you really think about it, but it's a sign that Joe Biden is, or at least the administration now, is trying to toss things up before Trump gets in to make it harder for him. God forbid this, turns into something bigger. Putin in the past did say that an escalation of this size would mean that we were officially in the war. So I'm hoping it doesn't come to that. But the reason why I say that too is because these NATO missiles that were launched, the only way they're able to stay on that flight path to be able to be launched is if they put in NATO codes. So
yeah, so hopefully Putin, if we strike Russia, that's going to be a massive, massive problem. But hopefully Putin is like, okay, it's just the Democrats really starting to, trying to stir some stuff up before Trump gets in. So hopefully Putin sticks to his word and is like, okay, I'm ready to talk to Trump and work things out. And hopefully he doesn't take it too seriously. Unless we actually do launch the missiles into Russia, that's going to be a massive problem. And I hope that doesn't happen. Fingers crossed. But but Trump at, it's another icebreaker here. I guess we're past the icebreaker, but something I did want to mention. Trump at UFC 309 last night.
That was great.
That was great.
Amazing turnout. The crowd was there, and as soon as Trump walked in, I mean, he didn't even have to be in the audience yet. I mean, everyone was cheering for him. All the cameras were panned on him, smiles all around. Didn't see one down face there, unlike some of the Democratic nominees and parties that they were going to. It was definitely an event to see. Him going to meet Joe Rogan and going to meet some of the other newscasters that were there, all happy, thanking him, Mr. President, Mr. President. So it was definitely a very exciting thing to see.
It was all smiles. It was great. I know when John Jones won his match, he was doing the Trump dance and Joe Rogan was the announcer. And he was like, he's doing the Trump dance. He's doing the Trump dance. Absolutely amazing. And that just shows you how much love President Trump has and how much support he has. And we need to protect this man at all costs. And how John Jones just went up to him, handed him his belt, and he was shaking his hand saying, I'm so glad you're the president. And it speaks volume. It speaks for itself.
Yeah. Oh, no, it really does. And, Jones talking about Christian values when he was still in the ring after he won the fight. It's good to see that again. We haven't seen that in the octagon in a very long time. Every once in a while we'll get a shout out about Trump or about, God or something like that. But this was a long speech that he had, especially for the end of a fight. He's worn out, he's tired, but he still wants to speak about that.
Exactly. Yeah. And, so it was Trump there, Elon Musk, Kid Rock. Elon Musk is like always. I think Bobby Kennedy was there too. Elon Musk is always with Trump now, which is absolutely something also I wanted to bring up. He appointed, so the appointments here, obviously, we know you have a whole thing pulled up here, but one I wanted to mention was Elon Musk and Vivek.
Yes.
And this is where, if you haven't seen our first podcast, you can go back and watch it. It probably is kind of irrelevant now because it was before the election. But I did mention in that podcast about humor. And it kind of just brings me back full circle to this point that humor is back in the White House. And humor is like, listen, we need to take everything with politics and government very seriously. But you got to have a little bit of humor, a little bit of humanize it. So we got Elon Musk and Vivek as the head of Doge.
Yes, the Department of Government Efficiency.
When I saw that for the first time, I was like, I just laughed my ass off because it's Doge. Like Elon Musk is all about Dogecoin and Dogecoin to the moon and all of these memes. Like Elon Musk is always posting memes, and I think it's absolutely hilarious. And it humanizes them, and it shows that they're still on our level. Okay, they have our humor. They're people too, and to have these people in charge, I think it's going to be great.
It's going to be really good. And touching again on Elon Musk and Vivek being the Department of Government Efficiency, they're also going to make things more transparent policy-wise from the government. They're going to be putting out lists on X and other social media websites to hold accountability to these other government officials and facilities, what they're spending, what don't we need to be spending on, what do we need to be spending our taxpayer dollars on, and it's going to be great to see that the transparency from our government.
Yeah, so maybe with them in charge, the Pentagon won't get audited 7 times.
Exactly, like it did today.
Yeah, like it did today, which is just absolutely insane that the Pentagon gets audited 7 times and I can't even get approved for FEMA.
$854 billion approximately. They don't know where that went.
It went to immigrants.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So they could vote for Kamala, but I think they voted for Trump. I think a lot of immigrants voted for Trump. No, they weren't supposed to vote because they're illegal immigrants, but they voted anyway, so hopefully they voted for Trump.
Hopefully.
But yeah, Dana White was there. That's one person I forgot to mention. Dana White was there, and he said that he said it is positive for the world that Trump is president. So that's what something, quote, he said positive for the world. And he was talking about Donald Trump being president, which is amazing. We know Dana White and Donald Trump are really good friends. In fact, Dana White wasn't going to be at the RNC, and then, He was like, it's fine, but he was like, he ended up going.
Yeah.
He was on vacation with his wife and kids, I think.
Yeah, I believe so. Yes, but if his people needs him, he's gonna come right out. He's gonna help them out. That's what's good about Trump, is that he backs up his people, and you're gonna see that he's gonna back up the American people too. He's been fighting for us for so long, and he's always said that he was gonna fight for us, and you can see it to this day. I want to talk about one other thing. One of his appointees for press secretary, Caroline Leavitt. She's going to be excellent. She is a fighter. I was watching an interview with her on CNN, and she was calling out all the CNN reporters, and the CNN anchor that was interviewing her just could not take it. It was almost brought to tears by what Ms. Leavitt was saying. It was great to see that fight again, and I can't wait to see her as press secretary for her in the White House. Yeah,
she is a firecracker for sure, to say the least. But yeah, I saw something earlier. I don't have, our internet is down right now, so I can't look it up. But something about CNN's ratings or I don't know 100%, but something about CNN, they're like losing a lot of like, I guess, ratings. Yeah,
their ratings are going down. Plus, they're also firing a lot of their main people from their shows. Like I forget who they just fired, but it was one of the people that was on Fox News originally, and he did all of the debates for CNN, and they just got rid of him. If I could remember the name later on the show, I'll try and say it. But yeah, they're firing all these people because they know that their rhetoric didn't work to not have Trump not get in. I mean, he's in now, so yeah, their rhetoric did not work.
I mean, apparently Jimmy Kimmel is going to not, I don't know if this is true, but apparently he's going to stop doing his show on January 20th.
I mean, thank God. No one wants to fucking listen to that show anyway. It's stupid. He's a fucking liberal piece of shit. And I think that...
What an embarrassment, dude.
I mean, crying on live TV just because of an election, I think that shows you his maturity level is that of a 10-year-old. Just like most of these liberals that are crying now because Trump won.
Like what? All right, we're back. Sorry about that cut. It's a podcast, so we're gonna do cuts, and there's gonna be background noise and shit, but it is what it is. But what were we talking about?
We were going on CNN.
Yeah.
Yes. So one of the people that got fired, this was the one that I was talking about originally, but Dom Lemon fired from CNN. This was a little bit ago, but also now he's left Twitter because of the recent election results. And I think that, again, talking about the liberals and their maturity level, that they're just going to stop doing what they've been doing for so long just because Trump got in. I mean, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, exactly. So I saw something about Marco Rubio.
Yeah, Marco Rubio, of course, picked as a Secretary of State.
Your notes. Sorry.
Yeah.
A lot of great people who that brings me to a point. A lot of people that ran for Republican president in 2016 and even this time around are all, I think, great candidates for presidency. But I think obviously Trump is who I really wanted, and we got him, thank God. But a lot of these people, and Trump sees that, like he's appointing Marco Rubio as
Secretary of State. It's I think that, and this is what we've been getting at too. I've been seeing a lot that it's not the normal picks that presidents will normally pick for their cabinet members. These are people that are going to get the job done for Trump. These are loyalists for Trump. They stand behind him. These are not going to be the average political picks. These are going to be people who believe in his values, believe in his vision for America, and they're going to try and implement his vision the best they can in what they do.
Exactly. So one thing I wanted to talk about too is Bobby Kennedy, Maha, Make America Healthy Again. But yeah, so one thing I didn't get to mention in our last podcast, podcast number 2, was Bobby Kennedy. Maybe we did talk about it. I don't know. But, he wants to make America healthy again. And like we were talking about before we actually started, there's a picture of him, Trump, Elon Musk on Trump Force One. That's what I call it, Trump Force One. I guess that's what it's called. They were eating McDonald's, and the left people are going crazy like, oh, does this guy really want to make America healthy again? They're eating McDonald's. Look at what they're eating. Listen.
These and the people that are saying that are 450 fucking pounds that can't get off of their chair. So those are the type of people that are saying that to probably one of the healthiest, he's 70 something years old, right? Yeah, one of the healthiest 70-year-olds out there. I mean, it's insane. The people that say that type of stuff to him, especially with the one that we have in right now, that's transgender. You've seen pictures of her, right? Or it, whatever it is.
Yeah, no, I've seen pictures, and it's an absolute nightmare. We need to get it out of there and put Bobby Kennedy in there and start making America healthy again. Listen, they were eating McDonald's one time, okay? What's the big deal? Okay, if I want to go out and get a Big Mac, I should be able to. Okay, I think McDonald's is healthier than the shit that we're eating at home. I mean, Kraft mac and cheese has yellow 5 in it. Yellow 5 is tartrazine, and it is a azo compound. I don't know what that shit means. I'm not a scientist or a chemist, but it is extracted from tar. The shit they use to pave roads. It is extracted from tar, and it is a chemical that's used in a lot of shit, and it just so happens to be yellow. So they were like, oh, we can use this as food coloring for things like Cheetos and mac and cheese to make it. Listen, I don't need my mac and cheese to be yellow. If it take the yellow 5 out. If it's green, cool. Whatever color it is, naturally, cool. It doesn't have to be yellow. So Bobby Kennedy's going to take that out. He had a whole ad about it. You could find the ad. I'll link it in the description down below. Great ad. He's talking about tartrazine, but there's also other ones like Red 40. That's a bad one. You know, I'm drinking this Mountain Dew right now. It's got yellow 5 in it. I shouldn't be drinking it. You know, I'm being a hypocrite when I talk about it, but hopefully Bobby Kennedy really goes after these people and gets this shit out. Like, it doesn't need to be yellow.
No.
It like, take the food coloring out. Like, I'm drinking it, okay? It's in a can. I can't even see it. So...
Oh yeah, I think that he's gonna do exactly that. You know, it may take a little bit for these food organizations to actually implement this stuff, but I think he's going to be able to at least sway them to start doing this. And this is what I'm going into talking about going forward with these types of people that need to be in office going down the line. So yes, we have Trump now, but we need another Trump next term. We need to keep doing this, so because 4 years, yes, it's going to fix a lot of stuff, but we need 8 years, we need 12 years, we need more than that to be able to get realigned with what we're supposed to be at.
Yeah, we need a lot of time to really correct what these crazy psychopaths have done to our country. And I mean, there's no other word for it. They are psychos. I mean, they are focusing on the wrong things while everything else just is collapsing around them. This is what a very far left or Democrat mindset is. Who gives a fuck about the economy? You want to be a transgender? That's completely cool. I'm going to fund that. I'm going to give you money for it. I'm going to push that ideology to you. Oh, there's a war breaking out. Oh well, no one cares. Do you want to be a girl or a boy?
And that's what I wanted to touch into as well. Like, everyone that was saying that Trump was going to be a warmonger, that he was going to start all this crap between countries and stuff like that. I mean, repeatedly he said that he wants to end the conflict. He doesn't care who's the winner, who's the loser. He just wants the killing, the dying to stop. That's what a good leader wants. And as of today, like we just talked about, Joe Biden authorized the missile strike into Russia, which potentially killed much more people, and now escalation is definitely going to go up. So it just shows you the difference between Democratic leaders, liberal leaders, and Trump. He wants the killing, he wants the dying to stop.
Yeah, and that actually came from that interview he was doing with that annoying ass chick. I can't remember what news station it was. Maybe it was CNN. I don't know. But do you know what interview I'm talking about?
I believe so. Yes.
Yeah, she was just. What'd she say? She was like,
It was.
Yeah. Well, yeah. What side do you want to win the war? And he's like, I want people to stop dying.
She was trying to
really
make
trying
him,
to push it.
She was trying to make him say something that he didn't want to say. She kept saying, "Well, do you want Ukraine to win?" And it's like, we shouldn't be picking sides in this. This is not what it's about. We just want the dying, the killing to stop.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, I don't, like I said at the beginning, I don't wish ill will on anyone. People need to stop dying in these unnecessary wars. Why are we going to war with each other? I mentioned in the last podcast, if we have to go to war, we live in the digital fucking age, okay? Hop in a Call of Duty match, all right? Russia and Ukraine, just one big match of Warzone. Whoever the fuck wins, wins.
It's also it deals with money too. These politicians, and when I mean politicians, I mean real politicians like Joe Biden, that's been in politics for 40, almost 50 years now, I believe. So I mean, and he has assets over in Ukraine, and I believe that's one of the big reasons why this war started, was him funding whatever he has in Ukraine, and definitely Zelensky is not the best leader out there, as we can tell, but yeah, definitely these unnecessary wars need to stop. There's no reason for this, and I think that definitely under Trump, if hopefully this doesn't escalate into anything more now because of what happened today, but I think that once he gets in within the year, they'll be gone. The wars will be gone. So
yeah, 100%. I totally agree with that. I think Trump will get in there and really put an end to things. Like Putin said he's ready to talk to Trump, and I'm just gonna keep mentioning that shit over and over, like how Hamas wants to end the war. Like I said, we're not pushing anything under the rug here, because 4 years down the line, all of this shit, everyone forgets about it. Okay, they forget that when Trump won in 2024, that the world started changing even before he became president, and and then they just try to pin the bad stuff on him. And it's just absolutely, it's very sad. It really is. Like, I don't know why people are just going to the extreme of, like, if you want to move out of the country, move out of the fucking country, okay? I don't know where in the world you're going to go that's better than America, okay? There are a lot of great countries out there. Australia might be a good choice. The UK.
Get eaten by a big snake in Australia.
They got some big-ass spiders, man. I don't know. I'm not going to trade Trump for a big-ass fucking spider the size of this table. No, thank you. Nothing against Australia. I love Australia, actually. It's I think they're actually a very conservative country.
They are very conservative. Sky News, I watch a lot of their stuff. They are very, very conservative, and they definitely know the truth. So
good luck if you move there.
Yeah, they know the truth. You're going to be experiencing the same exact thing over there that you are over here. And when these people are saying that they're going to be leaving the country, they're not actually going to leave the country. It's a big show, because these actors, they have, sadly to say, they have a lot of influence just because of their actor position, their actor role. So they want as many people as they can to see them saying, oh, I'm going to be leaving the country because of Trump's policies, because I hate him. But they're not going to leave. They're just not. And that's exactly what happened in 2016 when Trump won. They said all these people are going to leave. I don't think any of them left.
No, not one. No, Tom Hanks. Listen, I don't know where your stance is. What do you think of Andrew Tate? I'm not a huge fan of him. Like, there's some things that he does but it was funny when he was mentioning all the people that said they were going to move, and he was like, Tom Hanks, fuck off.
Fuck off.
Did you see that video?
Yes, I did. Yeah. Yeah, I think that definitely Andrew Tate has some bad quality sides, but I think that some of the stuff that he's been saying lately is relevant and is good. For the video that we were just talking about, naming off all those types of people that are saying they're going to leave, it's like, well, fuck off then. Get the fuck out of here.
You have the money to do so. Like Tom Hanks. Listen, dude, you're a celebrity. You have the money to move out. Look at that. I'm talking like Trump. Listen, Tom Hanks, if you're watching, fuck off. Just fuck off. Please. Very bigly. Fuck off. Listen, no, for real. Like, they have the money. These celebrities have the money to move. So if you want to move. And they're talking to these, they're celebrities. So they're talking to the rest of America saying, oh, I'm going to move out of the country. I mean, I saw a video the other day, some trans dude moving out of the country with his family. I don't know where they were going, but they just listed their house for sale. it's like, dude, is like, don't even get me started on like, especially like what we talked about last week, that guy killing his family and then himself.
Yeah, you could just go down the rabbit hole when it comes to that type of stuff, talking about the
you drive yourself crazy.
The mental fortitude of these people that are doing all this stuff. I mean, they're just not mentally all there. Let's see here. I'm trying to look at something.
Now, there's a lot of talk about a lot of people that are worried about Project 2025. I don't know a whole lot about it. I know there's probably a lot of extreme shit in there. Trump has already said that he is not on board with it. Like, he has no idea what it is. It's not Project 2025. His thing is Agenda 47. Now, there are some similarities between Project 2025 and Agenda 47. But, you know, you have, I don't want to talk about it because I can't look it up and I don't want to sound stupid, but Project 2025, a lot of people are worried about it.
And I think that going to that, like, I don't know too much about it either. It's not a very talked about topic. So I think that we would have to see more of it to really explain it better.
I'll do my research and we'll talk about it on the next podcast. But for those that are like watching and are a little left leaning, if they're even watching this, probably not. But no, Trump has already said twice, maybe even more times, that he has no idea what Project 2025 is. I know it has probably some very extreme ideologies in it and policies. But Trump's whole plan is Agenda 47. Like I said, there are some similarities in there, like, you know, fixing the economy and obvious things. But I'll do my research on it and we'll talk about it then.
And going back to cause a lot of these liberals and some other people, rhinos, are saying that Trump is picking the worst people right now. That they're like, what are these picks these cabinet picks he's doing? I mean, if you look, so Rachel Levine, which is the transgender Department of Health head senior person, and if you look it up, the difference between that and RFK, I mean, what's the thought process saying that it is better than RFK? Like, I mean, you're looking at it right now, like, this right now is better than RFK. You gotta be absolutely retarded.
Nah, dude, hey, have you ever seen? Have you ever seen Jeepers Creepers?
I have. That's it, man.
No, its hair looks just like Jeepers Creepers hair. Which, fun fact about Jeepers Creepers, that was actually filmed. Did you know that it was filmed here?
No,
I didn't. It was filmed here in our town.
Oh, wow.
Not our town exactly. I don't want to say our location on the video, but I will say we live in Florida, okay? But it was filmed not very close here, in the same county.
Oh, okay.
In surrounding counties, too, so that's pretty cool.
Okay, that's pretty neat.
Fun fact.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. And also the, dude, I don't know all the titles. Attorney General? Isn't that a trans?
I don't know if it's that one's not on yet, but let me go get back to. Let's see.
Isn't Matt Gaetz going to replace the Attorney General?
Yes. Yeah. Yes, Matt Gaetz should be. Yes, Matt Gaetz is going to be the new Attorney General. He's. Hopefully, you guys are hearing me. I'm talking into my. Hopefully. And he is another fighter. He doesn't care what he says. It's coming out of his mouth. He's going to say it.
I saw a video of him. I keep saying I can't remember because I can't look shit up because we have no internet. And there's so much shit information you get nowadays in the digital age. Like, I'm on my phone looking at memes and shit, and my mind is just. But there's a video he was getting talked to about something about transgenders or something, and the reporter was like, "Well, wouldn't people find that offensive?" And he was like, "Be offended." The way he said it was absolutely hilarious.
Yeah, be offended. I mean, that's in this day and age, people are so afraid of offending other people. You know, they're holding their tongue when it comes to that. If you need to say something to get your point across, just say it. You know, if they're offended, then they're offended. You know, what am I gonna do? Put a Band-Aid on it? Like, it's words.
Yeah. But yeah, the current Attorney General, maybe I'm wrong, but I think he is a trans.
Merrick Garland is the current one, but he's a little bit sleazy too. He's not a transgender, but
maybe I'm thinking of someone else then. There was a picture of someone else that was.
It's the bald head dude. I know who you're talking. I think I know who you're talking about. It's the bald head dude that dresses in women's clothes and he wears lipstick. I gotta look him up.
The one that he took a picture of with that. I don't even know her name. They took a picture together and they had the trans flag. Bald head cross-dresser.
I don't think he's technically transgender, but I know that he's a cross-dresser, which is insane that I'm even saying that in this day and age. But let's see.
Listen, man, anything is.
Sam Brinton. Sam Brinton is it? This is what it looks like.
Yeah.
If it will load, but.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of.
Yeah. This guy is absolutely ridiculous, and also this Sam Brinton was arrested for a stolen suitcase. I mean, this dude is just a complete jerk off. It's insane that they're saying that we're picking bad people when the Biden administration has that person in office as of right now. And that's another thing going on too, is that's what makes these other countries think that we're so weak right now, is because we have these types of people in office that are running the country, making, hundreds of thousands of dollars every year off of taxpayers' dollars. I mean, it's insanity.
It really is. I mean, do you want to be looked at as a laughing stock? Like, I don't know what went wrong. Okay, growing up, I would go to Kansas every summer. Not every summer, but almost every other summer to visit my grandma. They lived on a farm. And so not just my grandma, my grandparents, they lived on a farm, and then right down the road was my aunt and uncle's house, and they had like 12 kids. But that's what farmers do, okay? They need all that help. But what I'm trying to get at is, growing up, we would go there, and it would be over the summer, so we would celebrate 4th of July. And I remember we just made a big deal of it, and I remember being so patriotic to the point where they had like a bunch of flags, like American flags and on flagpoles and stuff, and we would go out and reenact the Revolutionary War. Because out on the farm, these, my cousins, they didn't have much else to do. They didn't have technology. They were raised very religious. They had a wood workshop, and they would make like fake guns out of wood. And so we would do like Revolutionary War reenactments, and like just honoring America and celebrating America. And so those are some things I remember, and being so patriotic on 4th of July. And it really makes me think where other people, like where everyone else went wrong. Well, a lot has to do with technology and social media, like you were saying before we started filming. But
I think the rise of social media, it happened so quickly. Within 2 decades, we went from MySpace. Now we have so many of these are TikTok, Snapchat, X. I mean, now that X, thankfully, is going to be more free speech now because Elon Musk has it. But still, all these social media websites and news outlets definitely took control of these social media websites and apps. And the thing was that everyone wants to top each other, right? Like how many likes are you going to be able to get on this video? Do you look better than this person? And that's kind of what social media really did to a lot of people. It changed the way we think. And I'm going to use this word, as a society. It really did change the way we think and we process things, And I know that some people on a day-to-day basis, they're looking at their Facebook, looking on Snapchat, and they're like, oh my gosh, I have this many likes. Oh wow. And then they get depressed when they don't get likes, they don't get this. It's insane to think that way, because 25 years ago, no one thought that way.
No, yeah. I mean, you think about it, 100 years ago, the world, and 100 years really isn't a long time. I'm a space nerd, okay, so I'm going to get a little spacey here. Kevin Spacey. I'm just joking. But 100 years compared to like the age of the Earth and our solar system and just space in general is not a long time. So in our timeline here, 100 years ago, the world was so much different. And it's just crazy to think that where we are now, like you said, it's social media and technology has grown so rapidly, and it's just getting more and more, especially with AI now. It's getting so advanced now, and it's just the more advanced it gets, the quicker it evolves. And it's evolving, but it's hindering our evolution as humans. Like, it's dumbing us down to the point we need artificial intelligence. Like, where's the creativity? I'm not hating on AI because it can be used for good things. But yeah, it's really dumbing us down.
AI will definitely hinder us in the future. Like, it can help us, but it'll definitely hinder us because we're going to be more reliant on that as a species for creativity and engineering purposes. I mean, it could get to the point where AI starts re-engineering certain things that we use, like for the car industry, and instead of having a human designer for a new car, well, let's save some money. Let's not hire the human engineer. Let's hire the AI engineer. Let's not even hire the engineer. It's going to be part of their programs, part of their systems. I mean, yes, it's all speculation at this point in time since AI is so early on, but 30, 40 years from now, with how much technology has grown just in the last 20, it's not out of the picture for that to happen.
No, definitely not. And the movie I, Robot, it gets more realistic every day. So, Will Smith, where you at, bro? You should have saved that slap from Chris Rock for AI, because it's coming for us. I think one day it's going to be... It's scary to think, what if it does become self-aware? And so it's something to think about, for sure. Any talking points that you have?
Another person that was put on the Trump team was Mike Huckabee. Of course, another avid supporter of Trump. He is now the U.S. ambassador to Israel. That's going to be great. He's done talking points. He's done shows. He definitely he loves Israel. He loves the people over there. They are our allies. He is going to be a great ambassador over there, and he's going to get stuff done over there as Trump wants it to be. So
definitely, I think everyone so far that Trump has picked, absolutely extraordinary picks. The new border czar, he is a fucking badass. You don't want to mess with him. I mean, it's like we went from the shitty ass flip phone to the newest and hottest iPhone 16 Pro Max. All right, the shitty flip phone being Kamala Harris. Can't do shit, right? You can't search the web on it because it's a flip phone. And maybe you can, but it sucks. It's got a shitty-ass camera. I'm making like a technical analogy, but you get what I mean. What's his name? Tom Homan? I almost said Tom Holland.
Let me go see. I'm trying to look him up right now. It is Thomas Homan.
Okay, yeah. Complete badass. I think he's strict, man. He is not gonna play games when it comes to people crossing over our border illegally. It's just not gonna fly. I saw an interview with him on 60 Minutes, and he was like, or the chick was like, "Oh, you don't want to tear apart families, right?" "Oh no, the families will go with them.
Deport them together.
Deport them together. They came over here illegally and had a family, knowing that having kids here, if you have a kid in America, you're a legal citizen. That shit's not gonna fly. That's obviously like just
trying to scapegoat the system. They're trying to do their little workarounds, and he's not going to allow that to happen. He's going to begin task forces ready to go and find these illegals in America and deport them. It's going to be a huge undertaking, a huge effort. It's not going to be done in 1 day, 1 week, 1 month. It's going to take years to get all these millions of illegal immigrants out that the Joe Biden and Kamala Harris administration has let in. But I think that from that, we're going to see less of an influx of illegal immigrants coming in, because they know that, oh wow, this guy is in, and he's gonna deport us, he's gonna take us out, criminal charges, all that type of stuff.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like back when the governor of Texas was trying to put barbed wire up at the border, and You know, the government was taking it down and letting people in. I wouldn't be surprised if Tom Homan is like, hey, put that barbed wire back up, man.
Yeah.
Like literally just put that shit back up and leave it there.
I mean, because they're literally climbing over the wall and jumping down, getting injured, dropping down, breaking their legs and stuff like that, and then we're paying for their medical.
Yeah, getting free medical. It's completely fine. They're, getting handed some money, Like I said at the beginning, I got declined for FEMA. We lost power during Hurricane Milton was the latest one. We lost power, so we lost some shit in the fridge. I'm not saying it's $750 worth, but it would have been nice to get a little something, to get a little ahead, and help us out. Our AC unit broke during Hurricane Debbie, and so now they haven't been here to fix it yet. Okay, they came once to install a part that bypasses the blower. It's a blower motor, or actually it's a part that bypasses the blower motor, and it constantly runs. So our AC is constantly running. Our electric bill was $275.
So yes, technically you got some AC back, but it's gonna cost you a lot because it's constantly running.
Yeah. So it would be nice, get a little money from FEMA to help us out, but no, I got declined. I should have said I was an illegal immigrant. I probably would have I wouldn't even have to wait 7 to 10 business days.
You wouldn't even have to show ID. You just say you're an illegal immigrant, you get money. So
no, exactly. Like I said, I wouldn't have to wait 7 to 10 business days. It'd be direct deposited instantly. It is what it is. It's sad. It's sad to think that these people are coming in. Listen, if you want to come to America, great. If you want to change your life, that's, I respect that. Like, come to America, but come to America legally, okay?
And that's the blessed thing that we have growing up, being born in America. We get all these rights, First Amendment, Second Amendment. I mean, it's unbelievable the amount of rights that we get, and that is why so many people want to come to our country. But like you said, you have to come here legally. You have to bite the bullet, 6-7 years, I believe it is, to get full citizenship. You got to do it that way. You got to do it the right way, because I mean, just from this past election, all the legal immigrants that are here that have come from other countries that, fought tooth and nail to get their citizenship, and now all these illegals are showing up and they're getting stuff that they never got. It's infuriating for them, and I've seen them so upset about that. I really do believe that Trump is going to make a big difference this term.
Oh yeah, 100%. Those people, those foreigners who, fought tooth and nail for 7-8 years, however long it takes to become legal citizens of America, who they voted for.
Oh yeah, all the way.
Yeah, they definitely, yeah. One thing I saw the other day was a video of Trump saying that America turns 250 in 2026. So happy birthday, America. And he plans to throw a massive fair all over the country.
Oh,
did you hear about that?
I did not hear about that.
Like a massive fair. I think he wants to use Idaho has a very big fairground. He wants to use that as the main hyper center. I don't know if that's the right term, but yeah, big fair all over the country, and he wants to last like a year-long holiday, like a year-long celebration, celebrating America's 250th birthday, and I think that's really, really cool to do, to really celebrate America and honor what America stands for.
Yeah. Well, without America here, the world would be a lot different. I saw a couple different things about when Trump was doing his stuff back at Mar-a-Lago, and oh god, what's the actor's name? I forget him off the top of my head. From Rocky. Oh gosh.
Oh yeah. Dude, it's right on the tip of my tongue.
Sylvester Stallone.
Yeah.
So when Sylvester Stallone introduced Trump, he was like, "You remember George Washington? Remember how he crossed the Delaware? He did this. He didn't know that he was going to change the world. We found our second George Washington. I mean, he's definitely going to be changing the world." And I do believe that Trump, he knows it. He, especially from what happened this election year, 2 assassination attempts, and you'll see that good people who the left, who the bad people don't want, they're going to try and kill them. What happened with Lincoln, freed the slaves, did all this good stuff for America, and he was taken out. So that's exactly what they were trying to do for Trump. All these good people that want to help America, they want to kill.
Yeah, what blows my mind is these people that want to do good for not just America, but for the world. Like, what is so wrong about doing something good to the point that these people want to kill or hurt or whatever and put an end to the goodness? We only live once. We're here for a short period of time. And don't you just want to have a good life? Don't you want to live a peaceful, happy, normal life in a good, thriving economy where you can confidently, pay your bills on time and have a little money left over and hop over to Disney World or somewhere and enjoy, go on vacation, go on a cruise, and without worrying that you go on a cruise, you're going to go to a third world country, and walk into a war zone. I don't know where these people, why they just want such chaos in the world. And for me, I just want a peaceful world, man. I just want to live happy and have, make some money. And
yeah, I think that's the goal of every American, is just to live a good life, be able to, have a job, go to work, make the money, make as much money as they can, not be limited on the amount of money. And that's another thing that I wanted to go into too, is all the tax cuts that Trump is going to be doing. I mean, that's what we need as of right now. I mean, we need to be able to make a little bit more money so we can, get out of this slump that we've been in for the past 4 years. I mean, no tax on overtime. If that happens, that's going to be great. It's going to be a lot of people that are going to be willing to work more, willing to help out the economy, and that's going to boost the economy anyways, because people are going to be wanting to buy more because they have more money in their pockets, and that's going to boost the stock market. I mean, this is what makes sense. Republicans, conservatives, they are the party of common sense, while liberals, as you may well see, they have no common sense at all.
No. All right, sorry about that cut. People came home from Walmart. Walmart's cool. I wish they were 24/7 still.
Oh, that would be awesome.
But we know COVID-19 really changed the world, didn't it?
Oh, it did. Yeah, it did. It definitely was not the same. I mean, even just the feeling of just being out, 2020 just turned 20 years old. I mean, still had that little bit of kid in you, and it just shot everything down. And it was because of those policies that were put forth by liberals, by Fauci. That was the big reason why my grandfather died, was because of that. And it irks me to this day that I couldn't do anything to stop that from happening. But I know that with Trump in office, God forbid if anything like that happens again, he's going to do it the right way, not the wrong way.
Oh yeah, if anything like that happens in 2028, we know 100% with solid. I already believe that COVID-19 was a setup, and so to interfere with the 2020 election so they can get mail-in ballots and just some random 40 million, whatever the number was. I'm just exaggerating, but however many ballots showing up at 4 a.m. there's some extra ballots here.
Yep.
They're all for Biden, extra 20 million votes.
And that goes back to our second episode when I talked about the normal voting count, 127, 128, 129, then 155 million out of nowhere for 2020, and now we're back down to 129, 130. I mean,
make it make sense, because people were dying because of COVID, so you would think there'd be less votes.
I mean, you would think common sense, right? So it irks me, man.
It's just yeah. So, hopefully nothing like that happens in 2028. If it does, you just know, that's just, it solidifies.
And that's the thing too. The liberals are already starting to bring back the Russian stuff again about Trump. There was, I forget her name, but there was a Democratic congresswoman, I believe, and she was already saying that Tulsi Gabbard was a Russian asset for Trump. And it's like, why you tried that in 2016 to, his 2020 presidency, and it didn't work. It didn't work. The people didn't buy it. The only thing that happened, the reason why Trump didn't get elected, I believe that he won the 2020 election, but because they stole it from him, was because of the mail-in ballots and COVID.
Dude, wearing a mask everywhere was shitty.
Oh, I hated it.
It was annoying as fuck. Like just breathing. I hate breathing in hot air. So breathing in like your hot air was absolutely annoying. I just couldn't do it.
And then you kept having to adjust your face, so you were touching your face more. And that's the big thing that caused you to get sick, is that you touch a surface and then you pull it to your face. You're adjusting your mask. You want to get something to drink, you got to pull down your mask to get something to drink. You're touching that area of your face. That's how people got infected more during that COVID time. So
yeah, I've gotten COVID twice. One in 2021. And one time this year. It's not fun. I believe it's a real virus. I don't, the people that say it's fake, it's a real virus. But I
just how did it come to be? That's the real question. It definitely was not a natural escape of this virus. It was definitely put through by the Chinese virus. I mean, they definitely released this on purpose to fuck with the 2020 election results.
The China virus. It's real. It's here.
It's big.
It's big. Yeah. Yeah, just absolutely. Yeah, we're an hour now. Maybe a little less because we did some cuts. But yeah, let us know in the comments down below if you enjoyed, what talking points you'd like to see in the future. Future podcasts.
Yeah, definitely keep commenting. I mean, I think there's a couple comments on there that we'll try and answer them the best we can after this. If there's any extra comments, of course we'll answer them as well. We just want to boost our views as much as we can, get the YouTube algorithm to kind of get us on people's pages more as much as we can. The more we do it, the more that'll happen. So
the Rumble page is coming soon. It just takes a little bit to set up. So keep an eye out for that when it does become available. The link to it will be in the description of our YouTube podcasts. They're going to be the same videos just on Rumble and YouTube to, hopefully broaden our audience and get more views. But if you are watching and you aren't already, feel free to hit subscribe. It's free. I mean, it doesn't cost anything to subscribe on YouTube, so that's one good thing about YouTube, I guess. It would mean a lot to us, because if you hit subscribe and like the video and even comment on it, like Nick said, it does boost us in the algorithm. And like Elon Musk said, and a lot of other people have said, we are the media now. So don't listen to CNN, don't listen to all those libtards. Listen, podcasts are becoming a big. There's a motherfucking fly in here.
Yeah, podcasts are becoming a big thing, and I did hear that Trump and with the press secretary, when they actually do their interviews with the press secretary, they actually want to have podcasters be upfront. They want to actually have them be upfront more now, because they tell the truth from where it is. There's no biased media when it comes to podcasts, at least most of the time, and it's just fair news right off, right from here. So.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, podcasts are becoming just a mainstream phenomenon that people, if that makes any sense, people are really just engaging in nowadays. Joe Rogan's a big one. There's a lot of other ones out there too, and there's left-leaning ones too. But it is very recommended that you watch the more Trump-leaning ones.
Or common sense-leaning ones.
The common sense-leaning ones. I mean, Trump did that live stream on Kick with Aiden Ross. I thought that was pretty cool. Reaching out to the younger audiences. I think that's why Trump got a lot of young votes this time around, too. I mean, that live stream had like 10 million viewers.
Yep.
It was insane.
Yeah, Barron was definitely, I heard something that Barron was a pusher for Trump to do these podcasts, because he, in 2016, I don't think we saw him on one podcast. And podcasts were just starting to get pretty big back then. But definitely this time podcasts are a huge thing now. Joe Rogan, Dan Bongino, Charlie Kirk. Those are definitely some good podcasts to watch as well. But yeah, definitely podcasts are a big influence.
Yeah, definitely. And totally better than watching the news. The news is boring, to be honest. The way they do it, the way they talk, it's scripted and it's just all bullshit and it's boring. Podcasts are fun. We'll talk about politics. We'll talk about fun stuff. It's humanizing.
Yeah, and you can listen to it on the go. You listen to it in the car, especially like for Spotify, the audio podcast. Dan Bongino has a really good audio podcast, so I'll listen to him going to work or something like that. You don't have to be sitting down watching the TV, watching the news. You can just do it on the go.
Yeah. But yeah, I think that will do it for podcast number 3. Yeah, definitely feel free to subscribe. It would mean a lot. If you are watching and you so happen to like gaming content, feel free to check out my gaming channel as well. The link to it is in the description down below. I'm big on GTA 6. Like, I cannot wait for that game to come out. I can talk about it all day. So yeah, go check that out if you like gaming content. If not, that's fine. Totally cool. But yeah, anything else?
I think that's it for me.
My cat just jumped up on top of the cabinets. I'll post a picture of my cat, Beans. He's like, if you're not going to like the video for us, like the video for Beans.
Definitely for Beans. But thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next video, okay?
Take care.